Welcome back. You're watching World Talks, where every word matters, with me, Anna Kalczynska. Good morning. The Ukraine Defense Contact Group, known as the Ramstein Group, is about to meet today in Germany. It's going to be the last one, presided over by the U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, as the new Donald Trump's administration is about to take over soon. But will it take over? Trump administration hasn't been clear on that matter yet. On its last effort, though, the Biden administration is expected to announce $500 million in military aid for Ukraine. And to discuss this matter, I'm joined by Ellias Aghili Dehnavi, political scientist from Adam Mickiewicz University. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you so much. Good morning to our dear audience.
So, high-level meeting of arms donors for Ukraine. That's how Ramstein Group has been labeled. What are exactly the decisions to be announced at this point of the war?
Well, today is very crucial for the history of these all international summits that have been there for almost 25th rounds. The important point here is that within the next 11 days, the White House is going to host President-elect Donald Trump. And the members of the coalition are really concerned about the policy waiver in Washington, D.C. So the decisions made today are actually constitutional and important and vital regarding the continuity of the previously made policies and also the previous made plans and schemes to support Ukraine. Because the member countries, all the NATO state members and the other non-state members are very concerned about the continuity of the promises and programs. So today's meeting is some sort of a guarantee or some sort of a kind of solidifying the decisions being made in order to prevent further problems when the new president comes to the White House.
Right. So, as you mentioned, these are the concerns. So let's discuss them and the future of the Ramstein format, right? Because there are many ifs during this 25th Ramstein meeting, giving the unveiled paradigm of the new U.S. administration. How likely is the preservation of the current Ramstein format with the participation of the United States?
Well, it is really hard and complicated to give an exact answer to the future of Ramstein, let's say, coalition or group. There are various factors involved here. We've got the internal conflicts in the European Union regarding the support for Ukraine, with members holding different positions. Some state members like Germany, France, Denmark, Netherlands, and Poland have firm stances when it comes to aiding Ukrainian frontline. We know that the previous meeting, Germany has pledged to provide the Ukrainian with 12 PZH-2000 self-propelled artilleries, or 77 A-15 Leopard tanks, some sort of an investment equal to 150 million euros. But there are still, the whole package has not yet been fulfilled. The United States has pledged to invest something like $250 million, but they're not still, fulfilled. So the future is really, in danger, because no one is sure. Today, leaders will do their best to make a solid, to make the union stronger through different mechanisms and through different scenarios. One of the most important scenarios is to invest in domestic infrastructures and domestic defense structure of the Ukrainian army and Ukrainian defense units. This is one important issue that they're going to discuss. And another issue is directly related to the decisions being made in Washington, D.C. Most probably, Biden administration is trying to make a congressional agreement, a bipartisan agreement regarding the aids that should be departed towards Ukraine. And if a congressional and bipartisan agreement is going to be made and agreed on before Trump comes to White House, then it will be really hard to make a reverse process. It's really hard to recount it. These political debates and military debates being made today are mostly for the sake of strengthening and kind of unifying the agreements through 2027, because most of the leaders and players, ministers, are concerned. So we should wait and see the real actions in the battlefield, because all our discussions, all our votes, and we have to wait.
All right, so you said that today's meeting is crucial for the future of the format. You've mentioned those two pillars: investment, domestic investment in military infrastructure, and bipartisan agreement in the United States. So now let's discuss the negative scenario: the U.S. withdrawing from the format. Is it even foreseeable? It's definitely potentially possible, but what if this help cannot be further coordinated by the U.S. here in the format of Ramstein?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, and there is the potential of the U.S. Withdrawing from the agreement, but the possibility is not prominent. There might be a partial withdrawal, and this partial withdrawal is in the format of putting the burden on the shoulder of the NATO state members and the European leaders. Donald Trump might force the European leaders to shoulder the burden, or at least to reimburse all these investments from the US side. It's going to be really unfortunate if the United States bilaterally withdraw from what that they have themselves kind of invented in April 2022. And there are different scenarios. One scenario is that Donald Trump starts to forcing the Ukrainian leaders to join the negotiation, and this is going to happen through cutting aids or reducing aids that the United States government is giving to the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense. This is one option. The other option is that Donald Trump threats to cut the U.S. military aids directly and bilaterally, and withdrawing from all of these agreements, and kind of shatter and collapse the whole coalition. This is, of course, a very, foreseeable possibility. The third scenario that is even more unfortunate is that the president, the elect president Donald Trump, pressed the Ukrainians to surrender in regarding the territorial concession in order to achieve peace. And this is really unfortunate. I mean, after all these years of resistance, such measurements will technically waste all the human capitals or economic capitals that have been invented in the front line. So I personally believe that the third scenario is the most unfortunate one. And but we should know that by now, that this is a political negotiation, and Trump and Republicans or his advocates are trying to gain a positive face by winning this ceasefire. So this is also something very political within the U.S. context.
All right, so the last signal from Donald Trump is that he's going to end the war in Ukraine within 6 months. last time he spoke about it, it was 48 hours. Now we know it's 6 months, so remains to be seen. And just to wrap up, if the United States were to withdraw from the Ramstein format or somehow curb their engagement here in this region in Europe, where do you see a potential engine for Ramstein Group? Who could lead? Who could take the lead?
Technically speaking, and in accordance with the evidences that we have witnessed from the outset of the war, there are 3 potential countries that can take the lead. This is the first country is Germany. We have seen that they've been the leading, player in terms of politics and military aids. Then we have France, that can take the diplomatic role and just advance the negotiations. The third and fourth position, I also now add a fourth position here. The third position belongs to Poland, that can act as a mediator and as a very important logistic point. And the next country, of course, is the United Kingdom, that has helped the Ukrainians in terms of intelligence, in terms of logistic, and also in terms of monetary investment. So I believe that these 3 countries, Germany, France, and Poland, within the UK, within the European Union framework, besides the United Kingdom, can take a leading role if the United States wholeheartedly or partially withdraw from Ramstein coalition.
Remains to be seen, so time will tell. Thank you very much, Ellias Aghili Dehnavi, political scientist from Adam Mickiewicz University. Thank you very much, sir, for your comments tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and let's hope for a peaceful world. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you for watching World Talks. Please stay tuned to TVP World for more.